I need to go get my coffee. I don't like Swiggying my coffee or Zepto Zomatoing my coffee. Not sponsored by any one brand. Sure. And yes, I know technology इतनी evolve हो गई है कि मेरे फ़ोन पे एक बटन दबाने से कॉफ़ी मेरे तक आ सकती है. But no, that is not part of the experience. For me, I need to start my mornings by walking and going and getting coffee for myself. And it just lets me think and plan my day and just put everything in order. Great coffee and aram se you can spend some time and sit and work as well. And that sound of freshly brewing coffee and the aroma and smell. Okay, I don't mean to sell coffee shops to you. I'm just like, I'm a coffee shop kind of guy in the mornings. The rest of the day, Swiggy me baby. So, quick unboxing of this beautiful Red Bull AFK invite.
Damn.
Yeah, this is why I shouldn't be doing unboxings. And so okay with that. Okay, so it opens up like this and like this. Damn. Suit up player one. Now that you've scored the coolest energizing durable for gaming nights, quick plays, you're officially invited to the Red Bull Ultimate Gaming Coded Party. Think good beats. Ooh. Red Bull Party. Oh, it actually looks pretty cool. It generally is. Today is day 7. That means आज पूरा एक हफ्ता हो गया that I've been doing this. Not bad. I would say in a lot of ways I got away with the easy way. I think week 2 is going to be harder because I'm going to have to put more effort. But we are officially at day 7. That means 1 week done. I must say Mumbai looks beautiful in the rains. It is my favorite season, but I also can't, for obvious reasons, open the rooftop. I'm sure अभी तक तो आप लोग ने सुन ही लिया होगा or you must have read somewhere about the situation with BCL, that's BGMI Champions League, जो franchise league होने वाला था, which apparently is now not happening. I know a lot of people are saying this is the saving grace and this would have saved esports and esports के लिए बहुत बुरा है, but I feel it's for this kind of format it's still too early. There are a lot of thoughts I have on it, and some of them I can't say because I've literally signed an NDA. But of course, G was also one of the teams that was very actively talking to Krafton and trying to work with what we can do, because at the end of the day, we also want to be part of the ecosystem where it makes sense. हमारे लिए, I have said this time and again, हमने बहुत experiment किया है, बहुत risk लिया है. We have done a lot in esports where we have tried, we have been first mover, where some places we've got the first mover advantage, some places we got the first mover disadvantage also, where we have gone and spent a lot of the money to figure it out, and then someone else has just copied and done the exact same thing, and it's become cheaper for them. That's R&D cost. I understand that is the nature of business. That's absolutely fine. But going forward, we know better now. We have a decade experience of us working here, plus all the experience of everyone else added that is there, and the people that we worked with, the network, the things that we've done, the failures that we've had, the little success we've had here and there, but more failures, which is a good thing, because I always believe failure teaches you more than success. But वो सब सीख के करके यहाँ अभी ये point तक आए हैं कि we know a little better now. We understand things a little better, बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं, because I don't know, there are probably other orgs there that get it better. We'll find out, only time will tell. But one thing that we have understood is in its current format, there are very few leagues that make sense. A lot of leagues have come and gone in esports. ये अलग-अलग titles, अलग-अलग publishers सब try कर चुके हैं. The one league that has kind of sustained the test of time as of right now has been the League of Legends league that was set up. And based on that model, all the learnings from there, Riot put into VCT. So now VCT, I'm not saying VCT is perfect, it has a lot of things that could be better. Riot also knows this, which is why every year since we have gotten into the partnership program, every single year we have worked very closely with Riot and every other team, and we have realized that Riot knows what they are doing, in a sense that they don't have the perfect model, but every year they're willing to iterate to get there. They know they don't have the perfect model, and I think that's what's important, because every time I've spoken to Leo, Anna, John, any of the team, all they have said is, yeah, we know there are some kinks, we're working on it, we're figuring it out, we're taking feedback, we are making it better. And we have seen that in every year of VCT. Every single year of VCT, they have made it better. They have evolved, they have changed, they have taken feedback. There are a lot of things that they have said that no, we're not going to do it this way, and that's fine. I understand from their perspective. Maybe if it was my league, I would have done the same thing or not, whatever. I understand their perspective. There's no, again, I'm not saying it's a one-sided thing, but from all the models that we have seen, this one is different and at least makes sense for the teams and all the other team owners that I've spoken to as well. They have said that all the teams that are in the VCT partner program are happy because it makes sense for them financially, from the point of visibility. Now, of course, everyone can go into the performance side, but it's a sport. There are some teams that are going to win, there are some teams that are going to lose, and let's not go there. This is not about that. This is more about the structure के एक league कैसे होनी चाहिए, franchise league. And one thing I've realized, call me a pessimist over here. मैं usually बहुत optimistic person हूँ. You'll see I'm very positive, very optimistic. But I have seen so many, in the last few years, I have seen so many, absolutely so many, I don't want to call them copies, but I would say inspiration of IPL, where almost it feels like every league is trying to do what IPL did. They're trying to be the IPL of fill in the blanks. It's like how when every startup was trying to be the Uber of X and the this of Y, whatever the point is. When everyone is trying to be the next IPL, I'll just say IPL has been around for almost 2 decades and no one's come even close. There is no second best next to IPL. There is none. So if everyone is trying to be the next IPL but no one is actually getting there, does it really make sense trying to be the next IPL? I don't know. It's just food for thought. Again, man, I'm a kid that plays video games. Also, another thing that people don't realize is that the biggest problem that esports orgs are facing right now is that esports orgs are not able to make money. Like sponsorship, prize pool, all that, cool. Every esports org is having to figure out some of the other way to make money. That is the bigger problem. Sports teams have some ways of making money. Even then, a lot of leagues, if you see, whether it's football, whether it's even F1 to a certain extent, NBA, most of the sports leagues are struggling financially. There are just a handful of teams that are at the top that are doing well. So if sports teams are struggling, then esports teams, I'm just saying, most esports teams are spending money to run their team, or at best, getting enough sponsors or brands to offset their cost. That can't be the solution. There has to be something better. I'm sure there are enough people out there that have it. We just haven't seen it yet. And it's not gambling. I'm not saying franchise leagues don't make sense. Don't get me wrong. What I'm saying is that there hasn't been a proven model yet. So we need to iterate, and it can't just be using an existing model. And at the end of the day, the esports orgs, the people that are setting up the ecosystem, setting up the structure, setting up the boot camps, recruiting the players, hiring and training the staff, taking all that risk, they need to at least have some money to cover that cost. So if that doesn't happen, the rest of the ecosystem crumbles, and then it's just people playing video games for a lot of money. And that's what it will become, and that's fine. Teams may not be the right way. This is a problem that every esports org, every esports team, and to a certain extent, even every sports team has to figure out around the world. The difference is, what most other people have done is they have found a parallel business or already have a parallel business that pays for this. They haven't figured out a way for this to make money. The day this can pay for that and everything else will be very different. Right now, you need something else that pays for this. Whether it's VC money, which VCs are very, they haven't got the returns that they expected over promise. So VCs aren't really excited about esports right now. Yeah, so it's essentially going to have to be you taking money from another source and spending on this in hopes that one day this can make enough money to at least, if not more, recover what you've already spent, or at best multiply it to a certain extent. We're yet to see enough success stories of that. There are a handful, maybe, but everyone that's spending money on the teams are getting money from somewhere else to spend that money on those teams. At some point, the teams will have to start making that money for it to grow. So if a franchise system comes into place that empowers these teams, gives them the liquidity to grow, then it's a very different thing, because that is the problem of esports. That may not be the problem of sports. Esports, that is the problem that needs to be solved. But again, don't take anything I say seriously. What do I know? I'm just a kid that plays video games. What's up, bro?
What's up, so how are you doing?
Do you know what today is?
It's day 6 or 7, I'm
Seven?
confused.
It's day 7 today. मतलब आज एक हफ्ता complete हो जाएगा, bro.
That's amazing.
Today
bro.
1 week complete
1
of
week.
doing this. 1
Chalo,
week.
Veda, let's go guys.
We're back with another Ask Rushi. Let's see आज के questions क्या है. Hashtag Ask Rushi. Valorant Mobile is around the corner and currently I'm grinding the Chinese beta for 6 to 7 hours a day. My question is, will G get into Valorant Mobile? If yes, how can I get into the G lineup? We will definitely be getting into Valorant Mobile and it is definitely coming soon, and that's all I can talk about Valorant Mobile. Unfortunately, I cannot talk anything about Valorant Mobile. Ask Rushi, what do you think about FNS's views on G? FNS's views were on having representation from a region and how it being a good marketing tool. We have no interest in making this a marketing tool. Like, marketing is not why we got into VCT. I know the reason why we got into VCT is also not happening, but that's besides the point. We're still going to continue with that. It's marketing. And he was very clear. It's great marketing. That's about it. Watch the entire clip. You'll see from the beginning to the end wo exactly kya bola. Don't take one part of it out of context. Have you seen the recent FNS? Ask Rushi, your opinion on FN. सब यही है क्या आज के वीडियो में? What were your opinions on FN? What were the main points? Okay, now there's an interesting question. Ask Rushi, what were the main points put by G to in pitch for franchise slot? Can you make the pitch and deck public? No, we have signed confidentiality with Riot, but there were the same criteria by Riot that was sent out to all the teams that applied, and we had to go through certain layers. There were multiple layers of interviews, due diligence, and pitches that we had to go forth, ending in a final in-person interview. And that's what decided which teams got shortlisted for season 1, the top 30 teams that made it. So at that point it was 10 teams from Americas, that's North and South, 10 teams from EMEA, 10 teams from Pacific. That's how it started, and then China came later. But when it started off, that's how the first 30 came in. Ask Rushi, Razer mouse लेने का कोड वगैरह है क्या? मैं बात करता हूँ Razer से. ठीक है, मैं सॉर्ट करता हूँ. This Vivek, let me find a way to make this happen for you. Hashtag Ask Rushi, will convergence happen? I have no idea. I hope it does. Hashtag Ask Rushi, everyone knows we have a robust system for finding talent, but our VCT team show hope and then not. Did the recent J thing ruin somewhat our dynamics, or are we short-handed on front and some? Okay, the sentence formation was a little low, but I understood your point. Thank you so much for the message, Ashish. I'll tell you what, we had a lot of problems for various things. The one thing that I will say, fortunately, at least none of our mistakes or our problems are repeating. Every time there's a new reason, a new problem, a new mistake that we're doing. So we're learning in the right direction, or as we like to call it, we are failing forward and we are failing in the right direction. So while we fail forward, we are getting closer to our success, but it is still failing forward as of right now till we don't win and hit the metrics and hit the targets that we have set forth for ourselves, क्योंकि हम यहाँ जीतना है और कुछ नहीं. Okay, and then there are like a ton of more questions about FNS. If you all have any questions besides FNS, please hashtag Ask Rushi. This is the day. Day 7, I'm out. I will see you guys tomorrow.